come on, keep it in line. Side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop Shop Weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop Shop Weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop Shop Weekly, we gon' blink, don't freeze. Chop Weekly, run with the bees.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Chop Shop Weekly. I'm your host, Brad Dove. My co-host, Jason Day. How you doing this week, Jason?
Hey, Brad, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How was your week?
A week was busy. Up and down week of racing for me. I won't go into too much detail, but we finally had a good run in the trucks. Really had a blast in the 87s. We'll talk about that. Had an absolute blast with that. And then really disappointing cup race for me on Friday. But the week was good. Busy at work. Getting lots of stuff done at work right now and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I missed last week's show, so I apologize for that. But I was getting a little car for my youngest son so he could go back and forth to work while he's home from college, and we got that all rearranged. So now I'm ready to get back on the show and enjoy doing this stuff with you and talking about Chop Shop and all the things we love about racing and all of our members.
Just don't lie to the fans. Tell them you didn't want to be here. It's okay. No, I'm kidding.
No, I did. I did want to be here.
I'm kidding. Yeah, my week was actually pretty good. We had good runs at almost every track we ran at. Great week for our boys walking around on his walker, awesome. Doing great things. It's been an exciting week. The dogs behaved this week, so we're good there. Actually, the black one's laying right there if y'all don't see his rear end.
I do see him.
But yeah, it's been a good week. We did a little 24-hour racing over here. We got DQ'd because Parsons, Jerry, and Stryker couldn't keep it on track enough. I ran 102 laps, the second most of our group, and I got 40 instant points. Nice. Stryker ran 28 laps, had 34 instant points. Jerry ran 154, had 79 instant points. Parsons ran, I believe, 69 and had 69 instant points. Church did pretty good, kept it kind of clean. Stryker parked down the track and got us ran over, but otherwise, that's our week.
One of these days, you'll have to invite me to do one of those. I'm not very good at it, but we'll do it for fun sometime.
It's definitely fun and exciting. It's a different change of pace, and you get to hang out with the guys. That's what it's all about. Nate's very competitive when you go in with him, but for the most part, it's fun just to hang out with the guys for 24 hours. Like, you stay up late, you freaking enjoy a few adult beverages and enjoy life, What's better than that? You get a little time free from the old ladies at home. Sorry to y'all at home. No, nothing against you. Sometimes
don't put them down. The only reason
I know
you're allowed to do what you do is because
I know exactly. Let's go right into the truck series. Pretty good week for Nate Biggert again. Ran a pretty good, solid race. Started up toward the front. Actually, I believe he started what? I believe.
I'm sure where he started, but Mark Jorgensen was dominant again. Just another one of those races where Nate is lucky and wins the race if a caution doesn't come out, and then wins the race if a caution does come out. He's one of those guys that the luck always seems to go his way and end up being a fuel strategy race. But yeah, good race all in all. Dover was fun. Mark Jorgensen Jr. was absolutely dominant. He was the fastest truck in the field by far. Nate did everything he could to stay with him the whole race, and then it got into a really long green stint towards the end, and most of the guys were 8 to 10 laps short of fuel, and somehow Nate was able to save 10 laps of fuel and still maintain pace to stay in second place for majority of that race. So I don't know how he did that, how you're able to clutch that much and still maintain pace at Dover, but Nate's got some talents that the rest of us don't have, I guess. So it's another good win for Nate, and stole another one from Mark.
Now, if the leaders weren't so fast, I was saving fuel. I would have made it whether I was on the lead lap or not. I started clutching lap 1 of that run. He had to have started under caution or whatever and continued all the way through. He really wasn't sure if Jurgensen was saving or not, because I was in the VC with him, and he literally stated Mark's got a pit. So Mark ended up pitting, surprising Nate, and Nate goes on, takes over the lead. And then we get a caution.
Mm-hmm.
A caution for our famous person that we love so much.
I don't even want to say his name. I'm
Logan
tired.
Kroger.
I'm tired of talking about it. Every week it's the same thing. It's another aggressive move by Logan Kogar. Yeah, he's got the dub bomb this week.
Sure does.
I've given him the benefit of the doubt every week. I tell him, I got nothing against him. I obviously don't. He's, seems to be a nice guy on the chat when you're talking to him, when I, message whatever. But man, I just don't understand the aggressiveness at certain times in the race. He's been running quick lately. He's been up front. I just don't get the added, I don't know, just the added stupidness to some of his moves that he does when he's got the speed and the ability to pass guys cleanly and not just run them over.
Well, early on, he was driving a line that was blocking. Well, it was hard to pass there at Dover anyhow.
Yeah, well, Nate got into him early. We'll talk about this a little bit, but I was following it, and Nate took the blame. But at the same time, Logan was slower than Nate and probably 3 or 4 other guys at the time, and Logan was running a line where he just cut the nose off every time. And I said over the Discord, I said, Logan's either going to have to get out of the way or he's going to get turned. And I don't know if Nate said he didn't do it on purpose. He just went in the corner faster. Whether he did or not, I'm not going to say it was Nate's fault, but it was deserved either way, I think, because he was just literally blocking everybody. And then he did the same thing to Brandon Banks later on in the race, and he actually shoved Brandon off the track because he got into Brandon. Brandon lost a bunch of places. I stayed behind Logan for a long time, and I couldn't pass him because every time I got underneath him, he would just cut me off or do whatever. And yes, 5 laps to go or 2 or 3 laps to go, yeah, you're blocking for that position, you're holding that position. But if it's 100 laps to go in the race, let a guy by that's faster, let him burn his stuff up, you'll get it back. I don't understand the lack of respect in some of the drivers in the league when they don't realize early in the race it's just better to let the guys go instead of racing side by side and losing time and position and a chance to wreck yourself. I don't get it.
Yeah, he got in the back of the field, and he was still aggressive, and he ran his tires off. I was able to get back to him. And I moved him a little bit, and he didn't like it because I ran him the way he's running other people. He then goes ahead and wrecks Clint Hackett, which we're going to talk more about it. We're going to talk more about this later on.
Yeah.
But he took care of him, cleaned him out, ruined Clint's day. Now, on the other side of things, RB's having a great run over there in the Truck Series. I believe he finished top 5 again. He had a good run in the Truck Series and is having a good run in Xfinity as well. We'll get to him in a minute. The Truck Series, pretty clean race for the most part. Now, I can't say not a lot of cautions.
There was a few, but I mean, it was Dover. It was tight racing, and if something happens, there's going to be big. Unfortunately, we don't have the points updated, so we can't show you the final standings and how the points are shaking up right now. But Nate's still looking really good in this championship for sure. Mark Jorgensen ended up finishing second, Tyler Dalton third. Mark had won the stage, led the most laps. Hard Charger was you, Brad. Congratulations.
No, it wasn't
you.
It was
Eric Schaefer. Okay. Eric's been super fast in the trucks. He's had some bad luck as well. Eric's usually known as being pretty aggressive. Actually, he's tamed down a little bit on his aggressiveness lately. He's been pretty good. He's just had some bad luck as well. Like Clint had bad luck, like I have bad luck, but I feel like I haven't had as much bad luck as I've had lately. But I ended up finishing top 10 in that race, which I was happy about. I think it was only my third top 10 this season.
Yeah, it was good for you.
Yeah, it was good clean race. Alan Creer had a good run. I was pretty happy with it.
It was 7 cautions, 8 lead changes, 207 laps. Nothing really special. Congrats to Nate on another win. He's fantastic at it. These trucks, he's dominant. Did he have the dominant truck? No, but he always finds a way to win, even when he doesn't have a dominant truck.
It's Nate's intelligence and his ability to make calls on the fly towards the end of the races that help him win. This championship's going to come down to, I think it's going to come down to Nate, Colby, and Tyler. I think it's where it's going to be at for this championship. And Colby, you can't count Colby out. He's won 2 championships. He could come back in this, but it looks like Nate's on a really good run right now to try to clinch this championship.
Now, Michael Strickland had a nice clean night. Started 11th, finished 15th. Not really the run he wanted, but he survived, had a decent run. Survival sometimes what it takes. 0 instances. Bigger extends his points lead with the win. Kobe Hardton finished 5th, so he keeps the pressure on the championship. Schaefer, great job, 21st to 4th. Tyler Dalton rebound with a podium. Should stay pretty good in the playoffs. Austin Johnson did not appear at Dover.
And that's going to hurt him because he's a championship favorite, and that's going to hurt him a lot right now in this championship.
Joey Gattina finished 23rd, 2 laps down after running 7th for the stage. I believe we got some clips of the truck series. Bollinger?
Jorgensen was just the class of the field. He was unbelievably fast at this track. I don't know if you guys listened to the post-race interviews or not, but Jorgensen knew he had the fastest truck too. He was pretty confident in his post-race interview about how good he was.
Yeah, I believe we also got a couple more clips. Go ahead and show them both right now. Pretty good stage there for the guys in points. Most of them finished inside the top 12, got stage points. This was a green-white checker.
I think Nate wins that race if it stays green or if the caution came out. So either way, he was winning that.
Some big negatives. Pat Green, he had a difficult day.
Day also had a difficult day because of Pat Green this week. I finished 7th.
Day.
No, I did have a good run in the Truck Series.
In the Cup Series, you did have a difficult day.
Truck Series, I actually had stage points, I think, which was the first time this year I got stage points. I finished 4th in the stage and then 7th overall in the race. So I'm pretty happy with that.
That's pretty good. All you can do is build on confidence. And, even though you have wins in the Cup Series, confidence comes and goes. It's like a roller coaster ride in every series we're in. Let's go right into Xfinity. They were at Texas this week. I
didn't get to watch the race, so I'll let you kind of lead on this, but I did get to talk to Tyler after the race, and he was a little disappointed about his mistake on the track, and congrats to Pat Green on the win, but I'll let you lead this.
Yeah, Pat Green ended up coming home with a win. Congrats to Pat. He battled with me for the last 10 laps, even though I was 2 laps down. I was battling the crap out of him. I gave him the hard time. I was that guy. I wanted my lap back because if we went caution, I would have gotten a wave round and I would have gotten back on the lead lap. So I was battling to just stay 1 lap down. I gave him the hardest time of his life, but it was fun. Even though my strategy was screwed up, I ended up with the top 10. Enough about me. Congrats to Pat. Pat did not have the best car. Tyler Lemon did. I believe Tyler won the stage or finished pretty good. But RB did good. He ended up finishing 3rd. We actually have RB on. We're going to go ahead and bring him in real quick. He's got other priorities to get to, so we want to get to him real quick. And then we'll talk more about the Xfinity. Go ahead and bring him up, Bollinger.
I would have been so mad at you if you took me out if I was leading like that.
Trying to hold on.
Pat's car looked good there. He looked really good there.
Let's go ahead and bring up RB. I got you, Bollinger. There we go. I was waiting for you, RB. Sorry.
What's up?
What's up? Welcome in, RB.
Thank you. Good to be
here. So you're running pretty good in the Truck Series and the Xfinity. You're having good runs. How has it been for you?
Stressful lately. Trucks, I just kind of show up and just kind of hope for the best. I feel like I'm racing a lot of guys that are. A lot of them are significantly better than I am. And I understand that. So I just kind of try to sometimes just follow them and learn from them and try to get better, with that. And then everywhere else I run, I think that's helping a great deal in my Xfinity series.
So what's your confidence level in the Xfinity series? Like you're in the hunt of the championship, you had a good run at Texas. You ended up finishing 3rd, gained some points on Tyler. Actually, should be in front of Tyler. If I'm correct, it should be Pat. Then I believe either you or Fred Chase somewhere in there. And then whichever one's not there, and then Tyler. So what's your confidence level? You got, we got 4 races left, 5 races left. And, we got a bye week coming up. What's your confidence level? Does your momentum get broken up by the bye week? Like, you're doing well.
Thank you. I don't think it gets broken up by the bye week. I'm relatively confident. It's a good group of guys, man. They're all fast. Every one of them. Tyler, Fred Chase. He's Robert Dudley. They're all super fast. So I mean, I feel pretty honored just to be a part of it. If it finished 1st or 6th, I'm pretty proud of just being a part of that. But as far as actual confidence level, I'm going to go for it. Tyler Lemon's the one to beat, without a doubt. But yes, I am going to go for it
with
as best I can.
With this type of format now, RB, like this, it gives guys like yourself a better chance, I think, in this championship, where one bad race like what Tyler had here, starting this round of 6, now he's already back in 4th place heading into this round of 6. It's a huge difference. If we go to the chase format, like Tyler's sitting way further ahead with all the wins he's had. It's the start of the playoffs, the way consistency with him, he'd be further ahead. So this is the last season for this type of championship points. So I think, for all you guys that are chasing Tyler night in, night out, I think you have a really good chance. I think this is a good opportunity for somebody different to maybe steal this away from Tyler if Tyler's consistency, keeps making mistakes. I think somebody like yourself or Pat have a really good chance of winning this championship, even though I have Tyler as my pick to win just because he's been so good and so consistent. But, little mistakes, pressure's on him now because, like you said, it's his championship to lose. And when that pressure's on, you make the little mistakes like you did in this race. And guys like yourself who, you're pretty calm, cool, and collected. I know you said it's stressful, but I've seen you race, and you're that tire guy, and you don't push the issue too much. You just you run your laps and you let things kind of go for you. So I think this type of championship for you right now kind of works in your favor.
Yeah, well, you're right. It kind of does. I mean, it's try to stay consistent. Try not to make any mistakes. I know I look all cool, calm, and collected when I'm driving. I'm just
in my the one hand up top. Every time I see your camera and I see your hand and the position you have, and I'm like, oh, he looks just so calm. I don't know how he does it, but yeah.
Yeah, in my mind, it's a whole nother story. But yeah, I put on a good poker face, I guess. But it's just try to stay consistent. Tyler, yeah, the pressure gets on you, and sometimes you make mistakes, and that's definitely what he did. I wasn't expecting it. I know when my crew chief came on and said, "You're running third," he's like, "You're now in third," and I was like, "How?" And then Tyler had passed me, and I noticed he was a lap down, and I'm like, "Oh, that's how he must have messed up,"
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So like I said, the pressure makes a big difference. So if you guys can just stay on them and stay on those guys, you have a chance. And this is the round of 6 now, so it's winner takes all after these 5 races, and it should be a good championship. And you've been running good in the trucks. I went to ask you a question about the trucks compared to Xfinity. Obviously, the aggression level is way different. The trucks seem to be the elite, not really the elite series in the thing, but it's a lot like the real truck series. Everybody seems to be wanting to win, but they want to win on the first 5-10 laps, not after 200. Yeah. And the aggression is crazy. What's your thoughts on the truck series?
I wish some of those guys would just chill out, man. Like, come on, man. It's lap 3. Why are we doing this? But most of the time, I'll let people go. I like the position I'm in the trucks. Like it'd be cool to get some stage points or whatever, but I'm not even really worried about that. It just kind of comes down to I don't think I'm gonna beat a Nate or an Austin or a Colby for the championship. I'm hanging out. I'm top 10 maybe if I'm lucky. So I'm just kind of hanging out. I want to survive the race. You got to survive the race. You finish the race before you can finish first. So
exactly.
I've been lucky a couple of times. I got a 3rd place at Michigan just by purely surviving the race. So that's sometimes the aggression is turned up a little high for my personal taste,
Mine too.
But guys are going to drive the way they're going to drive, and if they want to go up there and wreck each other out all the time, then so be it, or burn their tires up.
They can do that, but they stop taking me with it. Like that's
they
the way
need
my
to stop
season.
taking you. Yeah.
Like
I've got some of the worst luck.
I've been taken out more than anybody in this series, and it not once has it been my fault yet this year in this series. And we don't have to complain and talk about me, but I agree with you. The aggression is crazy, and I'm okay with the guys beating and banging and duking it out, but stop taking the innocent victims out and wrecking it for everybody else, because it's frustrating for myself. Clint's been having a hard time with it lately too. I know there's a few other guys that have had issues with it, and it happens. It's racing. It's part of racing. It's part of real life racing. It's the big one happens. It happens, and the same. I've talked about this with Brad before. With all the series, I'm glad to see that they're taking the fast repairs out of our plate race or drafting tracks. As much as it sucks to get caught in that big one, I feel like guys have been using that fast repair even late in the race, knowing that if they still have one left, they're super aggressive with 10 to go, trying to wreck people just so they can use it again and get back up there. So I'm glad to see it go, and hopefully it improves some of the racing a little bit. Even though I'm probably the guy who's going to get caught up on lap 10 and my race will be done, I still think it's better to not have it.
It'll probably put it at least in a different mindset, knowing
I agree.
You don't have a fast repair. Maybe I don't make that stupid move right away, Maybe I'll wait till the last lap before I do something dumb,
Right.
So you're definitely showing us some speed, RB. You qualified on pole. You finished top 3. What do you think in the Xfinity it's going to take? Is it going to take a win to win this championship over there? Or do you think consistency of a top 3 is going to win you it? Like, you got Michigan coming up on July 25th. August 1st, you got Indy. Then you got Kentucky and then Homestead. Some good tire wear at some of them tracks is going to benefit you, What do you think it's going to take you to win it?
I think whoever wins the championship is going to be winning races too. So I think you definitely got to win. Top 3 is great. Top 3 will, it'll get you in the top 3, at the end of the day, because Tyler's going to be up there. Fred's going to be up there. Pat's going to be up there. Who's the other guys? Dudley and Tyler, Pat.
Right now you got Tyler, Pat, RB, Fred Chase, Jonathan Casebeer, and Robert
Casebeer.
Casebeer showed some speed. He hasn't, seems to have really good speed and short run speed, but he seems to fall off or make a mistake here and there from the races that I've watched. But he's definitely got the speed in these cars.
He's got the capability.
He had the speed at Texas. I think he ran too hard early and burned his stuff up. Mm-hmm. And then what really hurt him is he blew his motor at Texas. He ended up finishing lowest. Then I believe it was Robert Dudley, and then the points are a little different than what they are. Tyler dropped back to 4th. So I look forward to seeing the battle out. RB, you got any shout outs you want to give before we send you off? We appreciate you coming on, by the way. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you having me. Just shout out to you guys, man, and doing what you do. This is pretty cool. I'm glad to see Chop continuing with everything, and honestly, it looks like it's an improvement. You guys have got a lot of cool ideas, and you're doing big things. And I watched the 87s race the other day. That was pretty fun.
It was a blast, dude. So much fun.
And you're doing a lot of cool things. So congrats to you guys, and all your good luck to you and all your ventures.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. We look forward to talking to you again, and wish you the best of luck in the championship. And we will probably take you up on another one in a few weeks. We will probably bring you in as a guest later on down the road when we don't have too many.
That championship's over in Xfinity, and he's in that top 3. I think we'll talk to him again, because I think RB, you need to get a win here in this last 5 races, like you said. But with Tyler being in 4th right now, I think you can stay in that top 3 position for the next 5 races. That's a struggle. You can try to keep Tyler out of that. You have a chance.
I will, at least bare minimum, I'm going to keep him honest. You know what I mean? He's going to have to earn it.
And like you said, it's his championship to lose. He's consistent. I think he'll fight back now after making the mistake this week. I don't think you'll see a mistake next week. But it's good luck to you. It's going to be a great championship. I hope to be able to catch the rest of the races for the rest of the season. I really appreciate you being on the show. Love racing against you. I've always had fun. The few races that I've raced against you, always clean. Tire management guys. Love to see you on there. So thanks again for being on the show, and really appreciate it.
You want a little secret about Michigan? Tyler Lemon's not looking forward to it. He hates that track.
Yeah.
Well, but he's still good there.
He's still good
there.
He's still consistent.
I remember last year in Michigan, and I think I actually took him out.
You did. He brought that up in the Discord. He was like, I was doing really good, and I almost won it until RB took me out.
I am so sorry, Tyler. I swear I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't, man. But I got top 3 out of it, So
well,
that's all that matters.
We wish you luck in your dirt race tonight, and we appreciate you coming on, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, RB.
Thank you. So more about the. Pat Green ends up winning it. There was no dub bomb. No real big wrecks. It was actually a pretty clean race. There's a couple instances early. The stage was Who finished where on the stage? I don't have that, but pretty good stuff for the stage. I believe we have it here. Here's the stage. Tyler Lemon, Pat Green, Fred Chase, RB Turner, Kevin Winker. Dudley ended up finishing 9th. I gave him a heck of a battle to help Tyler Lemon out a little bit with 1 point there. Tyler was. I'm in the VC with Tyler, and I'm going to battle everybody hard. It don't matter what position it's for. Just because I'm battling you hard for that spot doesn't mean I don't like you. I'm just going to give you a hard time because I'm here to race. So don't take it personal if I'm racing you hard. Me and Pat had a talk afterwards. He said he had a riot racing me, even though I was 2 laps down. He understood what I was doing, and he's glad I didn't take him out. I was doing it with respect. At the same time, I had better tires. Kevin Winker had a good run, got a speeding penalty. Tyler Lemon got a speeding penalty. So
it is sorry to interrupt, but it's so easy to speed now with the new change, the way the pit road speed limit works. It's instant now. You can't go over, like you used to be able to go in a couple miles an hour faster, slow down, or go a couple below and go through. But now if you flash over that, it's instant now. It's really tough.
So the biggest issue for Tyler was the line at Texas is earlier than it normally is at any other track. And he didn't realize it was the first line, not the second line. So he thought it was the second line. Same with Kevin. And we had our brake bias so far back, like, he needed to brake earlier. And I literally told Tyler, remember when you come to pit road, you need to brake earlier. And he was like, I got you, Dub, because I came to pit road first and I almost spun out. And I literally was relaying it to him. And yeah, the Xfinity race pretty clean and green. Pat Green ends up doing pretty good. Rick Kennedy did a heck of a job. Started 14th. Had an impressive late charge, closed the gap dramatically on the leaders. He did a heck of a job. There's nothing more I can say. He was fast at the stage. He was patient and didn't make a mistake. Does he finish there if Tyler doesn't make a mistake on Parallel? Probably not, but he had a heck of a run. Michael Daniels had a heck of a run, coming from 18th to 5th. Congrats to him.
That's a good run.
He had a great run, good car. He sometimes a good run is a boost of confidence that a guy needs to go out and win the next race. He's had some bad luck. I could see him going out and win Michigan. Anybody can win Michigan. It's a drafting track, and is it going to be completely dependent on drafting? No, it's going to be a lot of handling depending on what our weatherman John Hammond comes up with. But I think it's going to be a tire-saving race at Michigan, and I'm going to put my money on our boy Tyler Lemon this week. Since you weren't here to pick him last week, I'm picking him again, so he's now my pick. Your pick.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick a guy that's not in the championship right now to win this race. I'm going to take Kevin Winker because I feel like if he's going to show up this week, he's out of the championship. It doesn't really have anything to lose. Really good tire management guy, fuel guy. I think if it goes green, this track is going to come down to fuel management as well. I think Kevin Winker is a spoiler in this championship when it comes to the win. He gets a win. Tyler Lemon probably finishes second or third if he doesn't win this race, and you see RB and Pat Green right there in that top 5 as well. I think it's going to be a really tight battle between those 3 for the next 5 races.
And by the way, chat, that is July 25th, so we will come back on Michigan next week a little bit. So you're going to hear a little bit more about Michigan next week. Let's go back.
We didn't do any picks for the truck series. Where are we at for the trucks?
That's what I was about to do. We're going to be at Chicagoland.
Fun track, really fun track. Be really good in the trucks. There'll be a lot of side by side, 2-3 wide on the restarts for sure. A lot of fun. I can't knock Nate or Colby or Tyler for this win. I think it's going to be between those 3. Eric Schaefer, maybe Brandon Banks. I don't really know who I can pick between all of those, but I think Nate's on a tear right now in this truck series, and I think I don't even want to pick Nate. I don't want to pick him, but I might pick him. But I think Colby Hartung actually comes out with a win.
So I'm going to go a little bit different with this one. So I think Brandon Banks comes home with a win finally. Brandon Banks, This is a prayer for you.
I would
win.
love to see. I would love to see Brandon
Banks win. You've had some bad luck. Get rid of it. Go run up front. Do your thing. You're good enough to win a race. Win that race, please.
I'd like to see Brandon get a win in the trucks and the cups right now because he's had some tough luck in both.
Yeah, definitely. Let's roll right into the Cup Series.
We want to talk about 87s before we get in?
I figured we'd go Cup then 87.
Sure, absolutely. No, let's do that.
So, Cup Series. Tyler Dalton put together a heck of a performance at Bristol, starting from pole, leading 106 laps of 200, holding off Eric Schaefer by about a half for the victory. Nate Biggert had some bad luck.
He did, but him and Tyler had one of the best battles I've seen in a long time. They were side by side for a really long time. Had a really good battle. I think it was going to be between Nate and Tyler until they got into each other in a little bit of a racing deal. Not sure how the voting went. I didn't look at it on how that ended up, but
it went racing incident.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a racing incident. If anything, it definitely wasn't Tyler. I watched it myself, and I felt like it was a racing incident. If anything, Nate came down a little bit, but feel like it was a racing incident, 100%. Yeah, it was a good race between those guys. I don't want to talk about the race for me because it was absolutely disappointing. We didn't qualify well. 15th, worked our way up to 5th in the stage. Got stage points, good stage points, and then we were straight up ran over just after the stage gone. So that was the end of our night. But it was Bristol's fun, good race, and it was congrats to Tyler on getting another win.
So we're going to complain about brakes this week. Brakes. Nobody uses brakes.
It's not even the brakes, Brad. It's the track awareness that something's happening in front of you. I stopped for 2 other wrecks and missed them completely and got run over from guys that can't see it from further back. I don't know how people can not realize that there's accident. I get that if you're 2 or 3 cars right behind, especially at Bristol, guys are going to run into each other. There's nowhere to go. But if you're 15 positions behind that, why are you running into the wreck? I literally got hit by guys that were 15 positions behind me in that wreck. There is no reason for those guys to be running through. The field is frozen when the yellow comes out. You cannot gain any positions. The field is frozen. The only positions you're going to gain is from cars that are wrecked that have to get off the track or can't move. So what you think you're gaining by smashing through everybody doesn't gain anything besides either you're wrecking yourself or you're wrecking somebody else. It makes no sense to me. It needs to stop, and it happens at every track we're at right now. And this is my rant, but I am tired of getting run over from guys that have no idea what's going on in front of me. Whether I don't know what they're looking at. If they're looking at I don't know if they're looking at their phone or whatever. I still can't figure out how half of the guys in this league can even drive home from work every day if they can't figure out how to drive on the track and see what's going on. Because it's sorry for my rant, but I have no idea why they don't rear end people all day long in bumper to bumper traffic. I figured it out.
So I apologize for getting into you.
You were close enough that you didn't have to worry about it, but and you got punted into me as well. From somebody else that was further behind you. That was again. So I got straight up run over here.
This is different.
This is when I got hit by Everett. Look, see how? Okay, can we rewind that back?
I get punted into you there.
Yeah. Can we rewind that back, Bollinger? Rewind that back. Okay, let's just once I get spun, let's just slow it down if you can.
Okay. Slow it down right there.
So yellow's spinning out right now. As soon as I spin right there, the yellow's out. Yellow's out. Okay, so now the 81 misses me. Count how many seconds there is for guys to be slowing down, and they're literally passing me at full speed and smashing into me. I don't get this.
1, 2,
3, 4. There's 5, and there's still people coming in foot. How long does it take to slow a cup car down? Less than 9 seconds. So why is this happening?
I got punted into you there too.
Holy
That's fine.
Brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Jason just said it. Holy Arca brakes. So these guys all miss me. How do the guys back further? Smash. They're all still full speed.
Because I believe if you go back and look at the light, the caution didn't come out until someone made contact with you.
It came out as soon as I turned sideways. As soon as I turned sideways on the track like that, it was out. It was out right away.
So that's Jason Day's rant.
Yes, it's Bristol. I get it. It's harder to slow down. It's harder to see. You can't see around the corners. But the yellow comes out. You can see smoke. You can see parts flying. Slow down. But the problem I'm having with it, it's happening on the bigger tracks too. When you can see a whole of it, we're calling it out over Discord. We're calling it like wreck. And there's still guys going full throttle into the wrecks. And it needs to stop.
I agree. I completely agree with it. Arca braking needs to stop too because it's horrible.
You're just
horrible.
not gaining any. You're not gaining anything. Like it's not 1980 where you race back to the green and you can run through everybody. It's not Days of Thunder where, okay, you see the smoke, punch it and go through the smoke. Drive through it, Cole. It doesn't work. The field's frozen. You're not gaining anything.
I completely agree. Well, there's another incident that I don't know if we have it or not, but Clint Hackett and Logan Kroger 2.0.
Logan again.
Logan is trying to pass Clint. Logan comes off the corner, bumps Clint. Clint doesn't like it. Kind of fades down. Maybe they caught it. We'll have to find out here in a second because Bob Parker's tried to steal my job here. And I got a hold of Clint first saying I needed to talk to you. So, Bob, hold your pants because I got this. So, he comes down and causes Logan to rack into the wall. Logan has a big hooray on the track. Let's bring Clint in, Bollinger. Clint?
Bollinger's sleeping.
Welcome in, Clint.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
We're hanging in there, man.
So,
welcome
Logan
to the show,
Kroger.
Thank you.
Welcome in, by the way.
Glad to be here.
Logan Kroger, 2 races in a row. Instances. Is this a rivalry brewing or frustration boiling over? Give us the down low.
So, and way I was raised, simply put, 2 strikes. Don't give him a third. And so I'd been noticing Kroger, this fella, the way he races and stuff. It doesn't matter where he's at, front, back. If I'm trying, I've even, you know how I race, I'll run the high line, let people run the low if they're quicker than me. And I've done that with him multiple times, but he will still run you like a ragged dog. And it doesn't make sense. Not making sense at all. So after that incident at Dover, I wasn't very happy about it because, that's a playoff race. Mm-hmm. We're running for playoff points that night too, just as much as this fella is. And so I don't know if y'all have a replay of that, but that would be awesome to kind of start it off with. But
I don't believe we do have any of them replays, unfortunately. But
that's all good.
If you guys are interested,
straight up
go
ran him over.
to Signature Esports and check it out.
Right.
So coming out of 2, I noticed he dives low. I was like, okay, he's going to take a low line, but I'm still running my line and I'm still running in my turn. And you can see where the guy ahead of me turns in. So I'm slowly kind of turning in with him. And there's just nothing from this fella. I figured he was going to wrap the low line and go on around, do whatever he needed to do, but just kind of decided to connect with me and, do what he did. And so I did have a little rant. I kind of caught the gist of kind of what was going on. I felt like he wanted a caution because he knew he didn't have the time to run down the front pack like he wanted to. And that's my feeling on it. So, turn to, Friday, we're all racing. I'm not sure. I'm in line with 2 other cars in front of me. We're singled out in this situation, and Kroger's coming up and he's getting, 2 laps or so in behind me. I guess he's getting tired and wants to move. So he picks me as a target again, tries to do a bump and run. So coming out the turn, I'm still ahead. I angle it towards turn 1 and that's my angle. So we connect there at the end and whatever happened happened.
He hit the wall hard.
Yeah.
Behind this. That's the best part. I see the whole thing happen.
I'm not going to condone any of this behavior, but at the same time, and I don't like to say it, but sometimes you have it coming. And, he's like I talked about, with the cup race last night in real life, hosts of ours not made a lot of friends in the cup series. In the last couple of years the way he races, and on that last lap when he was leading the race and they went 3 wide, Christopher Bell had to make a choice on who he went with, and he wasn't going to go. He had a Hocevar and he had Blaney to go with, and he chose Blaney, and he could have finished second either way, picking one, and he didn't pick Hocevar for a reason because Hocevar doesn't really race everybody cleanly that way. And as much as I like Hocevar and he's good for the sport, it goes a long way when you show respect every day and you show respect to other drivers. Somebody's going to help you out to get that win. Sometimes when it happens, and it's not going to happen. And I feel like Logan's does that in this league. He may not have, I watched that incident with you on Friday, and obviously you came down across his nose and it caused that wreck or whatever. And it may have been intentional or not intentional or whatever it was, but in my opinion, it felt like it was it was coming. It was coming anyway from somebody, and it may happen again to him again. And I got nothing bad to say about Logan in that way. He's whatever, but the racing has to change with some of these guys in this league right now. It's just there's too much aggression. Mm-hmm. I don't mind aggression for a win. I don't mind aggression hard racing, but this bumping and banging and taking guys out when your laps down or when you're fighting for 15th or 16th, I don't get it. It needs to stop, and we need to clean ChopShop up a little bit with that kind of stuff. As much as how good this league is.
So the best part about Clint's heading to turn 1, that incident only took out Logan. Okay, that's the best part about it. It was only a 1-car incident. Nobody else was involved. 1-car incident. Now, we're going to roll back to Chicagoland with the Cup Series. You had Shane Van Gisbergen take out, who was
Austin Hill.
Austin Hill. So there's one. Then you had the Ford guy there, Zane Smith, take out Carson. Mm-hmm. What's your opinion comparing that to this as boys have at it, kind of?
Is this for Clint or me?
Both you.
I'm okay with guys policing it themselves on the track as long as it's not, well, for in the real life stuff, as long as it's not going to end up with somebody getting hurt. Like I don't want to see any right fender hooks and guys going up in the wall at super high speeds, that kind of stuff. I don't, it bumping and running or pushing a guy in a wall, softly into a wall or trying to get by. I'm okay with it. Policing it needs to happen. I don't like seeing all the penalties all the time, but I like seeing guys beat and bang a little bit. In our league, at the same time, some guys need a reality check, and guys like Logan or some others in this league, like guys are gonna. I've had the inclination to turn a few guys here and there. I haven't done it, but I definitely have thought about it a few times. I'm not that guy, but I've been raced so. I'm not talking about me again, but I don't know how many times I've just let guys go early in a run because they're so aggressive. They're all over me, and I feel like I'm just going to get spun out. And you know what? I'm just going to move out of your way. You go. And then 10 laps later, I'm caught right back up to them again. I'm way faster. And do I get that respect back? Absolutely not. I get raced like it's the last lap of the race every time. And I'm actually getting tired of being the nice guy and then not getting any of it back. Yes, that's racing, whatever. But yes, but to answer your question, Brad, I think I'd like to see a little bit of policing, but I don't want to see a lot of intentional wrecks. But giving a guy a hard time, maybe pushing him up a little bit into the wall if he deserves it. It happens. That's just racing, and let it happen a little bit. I don't know if Clint wants to talk about that a little bit, but
no, I totally agree. Everything you said there, it's just the aggression and not the awareness. The aggression. You can have aggression, but have the same level of awareness.
Right.
You can't have too much, you can't have, you got to be aware of what's going on. And yeah, it's the policing it yourself part. I had to go through that one time before, and that's not me. I try to race as clean as I can. And I'd rather.
We've all done this to Brad once in a while. Yeah.
Like I said, I've gave the guy, whoever it is, I'll give you a few chances. Mm-hmm. After I see the way you really race, that's how you race every day in and out. Okay, you give me no room, I give you no room. That's just how it works. If you can dish it, you ought to take it.
And I know some of the guys are going to be like, well, it's just a video game and, whatever, who cares? It's just for fun. But at the same time, yes, it's the game, but we all put a lot of time in. We put
a lot of effort into this.
I don't practice much during the week, but when it comes to my Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, like I look forward to that 2.5, 3 hours worth of racing. And when my racing's done 25 minutes into the race, I'm disappointed because I was looking forward to 2.5 hours of my time racing. I have, money into my rig, and I have money to race in this league. And now my car's destroyed or my night's done. It's frustrating, and it's frustrating for everybody. Wrecks happen. It happens in real life. It does. Whatever wrecks are going to happen. You're going to get caught in one. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to spin out. Somebody's going to get into it. Tight racing happens. But if can be avoided from I don't have to say this politically correct, but just from stupid moves. Like especially when it's back at like a lot of the cautions in Chop right now, I find are happening between like the 14th to 25th guys, 50, 60 laps into a race, and they're racing so hard for position that they're just falling back. But then the accidents are happening back there because they're fighting for a win. Well, they're not fighting for a win. Like what's happening here? So do I want to see it go green all the time? Absolutely not. I like seeing a caution here or there. I like that it mixes up strategy. It helps some of the guys out, a fuel strategy here or an extra set of tires there. Fine. But I don't know. I don't want to rant again more, but it's It needs to stop a little bit.
And I want to say, for the people that are going to say, "Oh, then just put a fast repair on," no, that takes the realism away from it,
and that makes those guys even more aggressive.
Exactly.
No, fast repairs are better, man. I even on fast repair days, like on road or the big tracks and stuff, I pray that I don't have to use them.
Yeah,
like my goal is to keep it the whole way through.
I'd like to see it. I know we're taking it away from the drafting, but I'd actually like to see it gone on the road courses too. I really do.
Yeah.
Even though I almost, in some ways, I'd like to see caution flags on the road courses, but I don't like how long it takes, and I don't really like that. But I like being able to bunch that field back up again for strategy wise, just because guys like Nate end up, a minute and a half ahead of everybody. That it doesn't make it fair to us to catch up. But either that, or we all need to get better, and that would be Nate's argument. You guys all need to get better at road courses, and it is what it is. But I just like to see the fast repairs gone altogether. Really, I know it's a good video game or whatever, but we all consider it a sim, and we all like real racing. And I like the realism of not having a fast repair. If I mess up, or if I get in an accident, I got to take my lumps just like everybody else.
Exactly. Yep.
So
I totally agree.
Is there a rivalry brewing?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So this is a
one-off thing. I think the rivalry is between me and Logan, because I'm the one that bitches about it every week, but I don't even have a problem.
But I must say, it was, I don't know if race control didn't catch it, but there was a nudge after Bristol. I know Eric Schaefer saw it because he called it out on the radio, but he caught up to me, hit me again. So I don't know if he's upset, still upset with me. But
so the question is, I wish we could get Logan on here, because it would solve a lot of issues.
Well, I don't know if it would.
For Logan,
I don't know if Logan watches the podcast, and he's obviously heard me 11 weeks in a row to tell him to calm his stuff down, but he obviously hasn't listened to that. But the dude's got speed. That's the part for me. If he wasn't a good driver, and he wasn't in contention to run top 5 every week, because he does have talent and speed. That's the part that bugs me. He's got the talent and speed. Just take away the stupidness. That guy has a chance of winning races like anybody else. But now you're ruining your races and everybody else's, because you can't figure out how to mentally calm yourself down and not do stupid stuff. So that's it for me. If I had Nate's talent, I would just sit back and drive every race, and then I'd beat everybody because I'm way better at tire saving. Logan's got the speed to be up front. Just be patient. You don't need to do it in 5 laps. You don't need to wreck everybody to do it. Just be patient. You'll pass them.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel that way too. I mean, the dude's light years ahead of me. I mean, he's very fast. I mean, I'm mediocre in this truck series. I
think if he gave a little respect back and let some guys go when he had his stuff worn out, like, he would get that back again later. Like, he wouldn't have those issues, I think. And I think that goes not just with Logan. There's a few other guys in all the series that are that way too. And normally it's the guys that lack some of the talent that cause some of those issues, because they're just racing so hard and they don't know any better. And that's sweet. I like it.
That's awesome.
Love you.
So yeah, I don't know. Usually it's the guys that lack the talent that cause those issues, because they're pushing harder than they can, they go to race out of their control. But Logan knows better, and I don't want to keep this podcast going way too long here. Obviously, I've been talking again, Brad. Sorry.
You're good. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Cup Series. We're going to keep you in here with us. So Eric Schaefer recovered from an early incident. Nate Baker ended up leading 79 laps. Eric Schaefer recovered. Rayburn finished 3rd after starting 11th.
Good run for Rayburn.
Led 10 laps and recorded 0 instances. Cam Dario also recorded 0 instances. And Brian Fine ended up finishing in the top 5. Your top 10 was Tyler Dalton, Eric Schaefer, Brian Rayburn, Cam Dario, Brian Fine, Chris Just, Craig Parks, Brandon Banks. That don't sound right, but okay, we're going with it. Joe Hudson, Logan Kroger. Hard Charger was Craig Parks, 28th to 7th, gaining 21 positions, earning the Hard Charger honor. Let's go ahead and show that real bit. Or
Bollinger's too busy eating.
Bollinger, show us the Hard Charger for the Cup Series, bro.
I'm impressed with Craig all this whole season. He's been super consistent. He doesn't get in anybody's way. If he's slower, he moves out, and then he's part of the DBR guys. So if he's going to learn, it's good to learn. I've said this before, but if you're going to learn from somebody, Brandon Banks, Eric Schaefer, those guys have been around a long time. They know how to race. They know how to race clean. Craig's pretty impressive. He's new to the Cup cars. I think he did a lot of short track stuff before this, but it showed at Bristol, obviously. But I really enjoy racing Craig. He never speaks up on the radio. He races clean. He stays out of people's way when he needs to. He's aggressive when he needs to be. He's a good addition to Chop, and I really enjoyed racing with him so far. And I've talked about this in a few other podcasts before this that he's impressed me all season long, and he deserves to be where he's at right now. The other guy that can Mr. Consistency right now has been Cam Dario. He's been consistent every week. He's running that top 5 super fast. Brian Fine's on a charge right now. Been fast. He's got he's winning races. He's running top 5 every week. Obviously Nate had unfortunately got caught in that incident, and he didn't finish the race. Tyler's been super good. Feel like my season's fallen off a little bit just the last couple of races, but I'll get it back. I'm feeling pretty good the way the Cup car is working for me right now. But really impressed with a few drivers like Brian. Cam is going to get a win soon enough. He's just been racing better and better every week, and he's got speed to be up front. He just needs to capitalize at that last little bit. That the end, he just seems to fall a little bit short, or something happens, or you get caught in something or whatever.
Our dub bomb of the week for the Cup Series is our awesome bearded fellow Nate Biggert. He was involved in another incident later on after the Tyler Dalton incident, because he was in the back. Laraway got into him, or he got in the Laraway, and he got himself a dub bomb. So Nathan Biggert, you're also a winner in 90% of the races you run, but you're also a dub bomb winner. So welcome to the dub bomb crew.
No matter what he does, he wins.
Yes.
That's the guy.
Let's go ahead and roll right into the 87 series. Clint's running the 87 series with us.
Yeah, we had bad luck though, man.
Clint,
we were
Clint's night was
first
over
out.
early.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What'd you think? Did you watch it afterwards? Like,
I did.
Before we do that, we needed to show some clips of the Cup Series, and then we'll go right into 87. Let's do that first. Sorry about that. My bad. I got ahead of ourselves. Nope. Cup Series.
It's okay, Bollinger.
I got ahead of myself, Bollinger. Sorry.
Okay. Bollinger got ahead of himself with a bowl of cereal.
Yeah. We're going to do that.
I do have to say, this is the first time I've raced Bristol in a few years with a Cup car that I felt like the track was it's running better. The bottom groove's actually working now, and those guys that run at the very top don't have the advantage. You could run top and bottom. You could run that diamond. I really like the way it raced right now.
I used to love running the top here, and it's almost impossible to kind of rip the wall here.
Yeah.
It's more marbling up there than it is rubber now.
Good win to Tyler. I agree with you, Clint, but at the same time, I felt like it was unrealistic to the track the way it was running, where you could just ride the rim the whole time, where Bristol, over the years has always been that high-low, but the bottom groove, you could bump and run, you could make it work like old school, and I'm glad that they brought it. They're glad that the track is working back around to have multiple grooves. You can run the top to get a run, but you can run the bottom and save tires and not lose time to that guy running the top, because the guy running the top is going to burn up his tires. And yes, he can be a little faster, but you're not getting the huge tire advantage like you were getting before. It didn't seem to matter before. You could run the top the whole race and it didn't affect you, because the bottom you couldn't do anything. So I'm glad it has multi-grooves now.
If you could get spaced out and on your own, if you could diamond, that was kind of the way to go.
I felt like
really
the best line was kind of heading in just about the middle of the track, just at the center of the corner, but basically middle groove, enter, let it diamond just a little bit towards the wall, and then let the car just catch itself. And as soon as you felt it turn, you could be on the throttle, head towards the bottom again, and get that exit out. And I felt like that was the way you could run. If you were by yourself, or you were catching a guy, that was the way to run. You just couldn't run it the whole time, because if not, you're getting turned, blocking the whole time.
So I want to correct myself. That was the top 10 for the stage I gave earlier. Oh, no, that was the top 10.
It was the top 10.
Yeah. My bad. I was looking at something else. Oh, losing my mind.
Top 10 for stage had my name in it. Just wasn't there at the end.
Yes, it wasn't there at the end. Good race at Bristol. They are off to
Watkins Glen. We are road course racing this weekend.
Come to my home track.
We're heading to Brad Dunn's.
That's a course I do like. I'm not great on road, but I do enjoy some going to the Glen. That's awesome place.
I like it for the familiarity of it, that it's been around such a long time. I've raced it, in multiple sims over the years, lots of NASCAR stuff. So it's a track that I know very well. Whether I'm going to beat Nate, it's not going to happen. But I think Caffrey, if he shows up Friday, Caffrey, Nate will be the two guys to watch at this road course this weekend. I think Caffrey's got a win here last season, I think, at the Glen. I think he won. Nate had some issues, but Caffrey actually won a race here before. So I think Caffrey is the guy Caffrey and Nate are the two guys to beat. I'm hoping to get a top 5. I'm pushing this week to get a top 5 at a road course with the Cup car. I'm feeling confident.
Can I get a GT3 car so I can keep up?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Brad, you know what, Brad? I'm actually, I was going to say, I'm picking you as a top 5, maybe just outside the top 5, top 10 for you. Your road stuff has improved a lot lately. You put a lot of work into the naval base when we did the trucks and stuff there. You did a lot of work that you've been doing a lot of road course stuff lately. I feel like your driving's improved a lot over the last little bit. Your new wheels actually helped, but you've been putting a lot into that, and I think the benefits have definitely showed the amount of road racing you've been doing. So I'm looking for a top 10 under Brad Dove if he keep his nose clean and stay on track.
My favorite part of the whole track is the bus stop. You literally get in there hard, brake hard, shift down, you're making a turn, and then you turn it back the other way. It's so much fun. I love that part of the track.
Has it been updated with the track limits now?
Yes. So when you make that right-hand turn, so going down into one, you're going to have a track limit if you go too far out where the rumbles actually are. The rumbles aren't in the game yet, in the sim yet, which kind of disappoints me because if they were, I think it would be more intriguing to keep people out of there. I don't know if they put the tire barriers in there. That's the other
I don't think
question.
they have. I don't think they have updated that yet. So.
That'll be cool if they do that because it'll add more to it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tested there yet this week. I'm going to get on that probably tomorrow night before the Truck Series race, and I'm going to be practicing like no tomorrow. My plan is to get a top 8. Let's put it that way. I want to be better than a top 10. Let's go top 8.
I just want to be better than Brad Dove. That's all I want to do.
Listen, I want to be better than Jason Day and Clint Hackett. Woo! Sorry, Clint.
Clint needs to get rid of the mojo, and then so we can get some good luck happening.
Listen, Clint's a heck of a road course racer. Clint's a heck of a road racer.
Oh, I'm not taking away from his talent.
I don't know about that, dude.
I just
Clint's
had the bad luck lately.
Out of regulator racing over here, we got myself, Brock Duty, and Tony Sanders. They're your GT3 guys there.
Brock's a pretty good road racer, you know.
The boys can get it around, man. They love it. Yep.
I remember battling Brock last year here. I believe it was in the Cup Series, and I was battling the heck out of him, and we had a heck of a little battle here.
Yeah.
I look forward to getting bunched up after stage and getting things done. And, you know, I'm not going to be up front come stage time, but, you know, we're going to play the long game.
I'm looking forward to, you know, being at least close to Nate Biggard at the end of stage for about 3.5 seconds and then watching him take off. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the race. I love Watkins Glen. I like it in every car that is in the sim. Everything is fun to drive there. It doesn't matter what you drive.
I agree.
Get into anything. Yeah. That track just rolls and flows so well. It's a lot of fun to drive.
So we roll right into the 80s. Or let's do the
we're gonna go
final
back in
lap
time. Yes.
We got to do the final lap of the Cup Series, and then we're going back in time.
Okay. Another win for Tyler. A good run for Eric Schaefer. Schaefer's struggled in the Cup car all season. He's complained about it every week. He's like, I hate this car. I don't like it. So a really good run for him. But yeah, Eric's a good short track guy. But you know his talent. You know he's going to get a grasp of this Cup car and start running really well. So that was a good run for him. Rayburn top 3. That's good for a guy who puts a lot of time in to his racing and just doesn't seem to have the results all the time. If something goes wrong for him, he gets caught. Or Rayburn seems to pass more cars under yellow and get black flagged more than anybody. I don't know what happens, but he's always on the radio. He's like, I just got black flagged for passing under yellow. Happens to him every time, and I'm like, well, you just got to stop passing guys under yellow. I don't know what to tell you, but. He good run for him, so it was a good race all in all. And I love Bristol. I just never been a fan of it in league racing because I always find that it's a lot of cautions, huge wrecks happen. It's almost worse than Talladega and Daytona for the big one because there's no place to go at Bristol and everybody gets bunched up and wrecked. And that happened to many of us this weekend, but that's part of racing and that's the way it is.
Listen, my opinion is we should go Bristol right into Martinsville because everybody that's pissed off at Bristol, take it out of there.
You know how bad I want to run Martinsville in everything we run? Like that's my favorite track out of any track in the world. Martinsville is my absolute favorite. Doesn't matter what we run in, whether it's real life or the sim. Martinsville is absolutely my favorite track. Do I think it runs well in the league sometimes? No, I think there's too many cautions, but I love the track. I love the flow of it. Not to talk about my stats or anything, but I have more. If you look at my iRacing account, if you could see what track I have wins at, I have more wins at Martinsville than any other track in the sim. So wow. It's where I have got my very first win on the in iRacing, and it's where I have my most. I probably have 100 wins at this track, probably in different things, late model, super lates, modifies, whatever. I love that track.
Just look forward to running Xfinity next year because we're going back to Martinsville.
I think we're going.
Boy,
we're going to Martinsville in the 87. So I'm looking forward to that.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Let's go back in time. A throwback to the past. 87 series running 87 cars at the 87 Daytona track. Let's get a clip of that real quick, and then we'll get into it.
This was so much fun.
For the first time at Daytona.
glad you guys had fun.
Oh my God, I had so much fun.
I had fun.
I'm not getting lined up. That 52 is going to the front here in about 5 laps right away.
Coming down in the bottom flag.
No caution.
No flag.
Here.
Damn, that's
so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, these cars were
fun track.
Awesome to drive. Fun track. They were bouncing. You were bouncing all over the place, especially down on the bottom.
Yeah, so for people that don't know, we were running Legacy Daytona.
Right.
So that was the
Old
rocky
school,
run there.
the one that was all beat up and settled.
So
and, yeah.
When you hit a bump going into the corner, the wheel is going like this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it looks like
They're bouncing. It is
so much
and
fun.
Yeah, you're talking about the wheel strength too. I had to actually turn mine down because even after the Firecracker 400 and the 87s the other week, my grip strength had gotten so weak after, I couldn't hardly hold up a Dr. Pepper can after.
I just wanted to say,
work you.
I just want to say before we even talk about the 87s, hats off to John Bollinger and Stryker. That was the first broadcast with the Chop Shop media in the Chop Shop broadcasting. We doing it in-house now, broadcasting the 87s, maybe progress into the other series eventually, but hats off to them. What a great job they did. The commercial breaks were amazing. I don't know if anybody caught the start of the race, but the national anthem, AI national anthem with the flyover over the track, it was unreal. I loved it. I thought the commentary was good. It was on point all race. They talked about race. I'm not going to complain about any other certain broadcast, but it was all racing talk the whole race. There was lots to go off of. Bollinger, you did a great job as well. Stryker's voice was animated. John was awesome. He had some. Yeah, John was awesome from pit row. Everybody just did such a great job. John had a line in the start of the race and that just stuck with me, and I loved it. And he was like, probably half of these guys weren't even born in '87 when we were racing these cars. And I laughed so hard. I mean, I was 10 years old when that happened, so I was watching NASCAR at that time. But it was so cool to see the dynamic of age and the series, and some guys that race, iRacing now have never seen those cars on the track in real life or only from videos or whatever, and didn't see the old school NASCAR. And I loved it. I loved the way the wheel was moving around. You had to catch it the whole time. And I said to a few guys on the Discord, I don't know if you were still in there, Clint, or not at the time before you went over to stream, but I raced mini stocks in real life for a few years and short track racing, but it was an old school 1970s car that I was racing. And it was the same way. I'd go into the corner and I was just fighting the wheel and doing it. And I felt so comfortable in the 87. I felt like I was on the real racetrack again. You could feel all the bumps and the way it was bouncing and going on. And I am so looking forward to this. I had a blast. I was happy to be even running up front with those guys. I went 2 laps down early with a race control penalty that no caution. I got into. I can't remember who I got into.
You guys sent down pit road, I believe.
I did. Myself and Michael Matta got into each other. We were racing hard for the lead. I spun out. Matta slid across pit road. He got his black flag cleared. I asked to get mine cleared because I spun down pit road as well. Race control came on and said, no, you were the cause of you spinning, so you have to take the penalty. So so I came around. I had to come down pit road. It wasn't a drive through. It was a 40-second hold, which put me down a lap. Then a caution came out. So lucky the caution came out when I was in my pit doing the hold. So I didn't go down multiple laps, but I went down 2 laps. So I was able to get both my laps back and finish 5th place. So it was a lot of fun. Wasn't the fastest Canadian here tonight because I wasn't the only one. Cale Spicer from Alberta, Canada, end up winning the race. He was the class of the field by far. According to Rayburn, this guy is an 87's legend and probably won't be able to beat him at all at any track this year. And statistics wise, we have Dover coming up next week in these 87s. And apparently this week, Cale's won like 39 of the last 40 races there in officials. So I guess we're in for a tough battle. Tough battle with him. But yeah, it was so much fun. Congrats to Cale on the win. It was Michael Matta was great. That Brad, you had some speed at the end there until you took out Clint's teammate Tony later on in the race. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Love the mullet on Kale right there.
Spicer's mullet and everything fits the car. If that's truly a picture
love
of
that
Cal,
car.
it's
I don't
perfect.
know. I don't know if that's actually his real picture or not. But if it is, I like him even
It's
more.
perfect.
perfect.
Cal, you could win every race now because you fit it.
Joe Dirt is
The hard charger went to Jerry Culver.
Jerry had a good run.
26th, great run for him. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The Chop Shop National Series kicked off its first season at Daytona in the 1987 machines. Delivered a wild ride from the start. Cal Spicer completed the perfect night by starting from the pole, leading 16 laps and holding off the hard-charging Michael Meta to score first win of the series history. Meta led a race high 27 laps. The victory was just over .332. Michael Coulter crossed line third, after leading 22 laps. Brandon Zimmerman came home fourth after starting 14th, and Jason Day rounded out the top 5 with a clean, incident-free run. How'd that happen if you got sent off the road?
I think it was. I don't know. It said I had 0 incidents, and when Matt and I touched, it came up as a 0x2. We both. So I don't know what happened there.
Wow.
So, yeah. And when I came down pit road, I didn't have any incidents. Like I didn't go off track. I literally slowed down, stopped it at pit road entry, almost at pit road entry, but I was just going too fast, and I got a speeding on entry. So it was actually no incident. Well, I didn't actually get in off track. I slid. If you watch the replay, I don't know if Bollinger has the replay of us getting into each other, but I actually saved it and just came into pit road the way I normally would. It just went in too fast.
Carl Fitz got the dub bomb of the week for the 87s, causing big old pile up. Good hard racing.
A couple huge wrecks. Yeah.
We went 100 laps for 29 started, 8 cautions for 25 laps, 29 lead changes. That's literally half the field, or 90% of the field changed leads. Mm-hmm. Top 5 separated by less than a half second. Your top 10, Cal Spicer. Congrats on the win, Cal. Michael Meta, Michael Coulter Jr., Brandon Zimmerman, Jason Day, Mark Retchen, myself, Brad Dove.
What did you think of them, Brad? Did you have fun?
I had a riot. Jerry Culver, Tony Sanders, and Brian Rayburn. I enjoyed it. It's different. It's not like driving a next gen or Xfinity car. It's a completely different animal. You gotta save tires. I think it's going.
I like that you couldn't be full throttle the whole time. You could not be full throttle. You had to let off. You had to let the car settle down. You had to let it turn on its own. I mean, I came in after the end of the race, and I looked at my tires, and my right rear was 30% less than all my other tires. Like you're just literally hanging on that right rear the whole time, and that's the way, in my opinion, racing should be. The way it used to be, and the way it is. The cup car now, you do 100 laps in a cup car, and the left sides are worn out more than the right. Like it doesn't even make sense. How are you wearing those out? So I love it. I'm looking forward to some of the other tracks where throttle control and handling come into play even more than Daytona. I think there's some guys that are gonna surprise. I think there's some guys that are going to surprise us in this league that, I know Rayburn says that there's these ringers that he's brought in, these legends guys, but I think some of these guys from the Chop Shop will surprise them, that we've got some good drivers in here with some talent that might give Cale a run at some of these tracks.
I want to give a shout out to one of our regulars, Tony Sanders, running from 21st up to the 9th, pretty good run for him.
And I he had a cam on too, which was awesome. I love seeing Tony on camera. So
I kind of gave him a ride there.
Oh my God, you did.
Thank God he could save a car. Tony, shout out to you. I already apologize to you, but sorry again. It was not intentional. I tried to go high. I don't care what Jason says. I've tried to go high.
I'm not believing that because I saw you straight up just run right through him. I was right behind it. So I don't know if we have the replay. I don't know if Bollinger's got that replay either.
You got that replay?
There's a replay of Dub taking out Sanders.
Nope, not that one.
Spins,
That's not that one.
overcorrects back under the
But
traffic.
we'll go with
That was a
one.
bad one though too.
That's a big
15
incident.
takes out a couple
See,
of cars.
there's another guy like
Oh my
full
goodness, at least
full
4 or
tilt.
5
Lots of
involved in
time to
that
slow down
accident.
for that.
Case
Yeah.
severe.
But I will say these
those
things are a little hard to
breaks
slow down.
Suck.
Yes, but it's a big track, and
It
that
is.
happened way early. Like that was way too fast to be going at that point in time.
But
Yeah.
but like it was good close race, you know.
It was, and I like I like drafting races. They're fun, whatever. But I like that it was drafting, but it wasn't side by side, nose to tail, and you couldn't do anything without a push. Like you could get a run by yourself and make a pass, and there was just so many different lead changes and guys moving around and different lines, and I just loved it. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this series. I think it's great, and I'm loving it on the ChopShop TV. I think the broadcasting is going to get better and better every week.
That action packedness, if the action pack from that race carries over to the rest of the season, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be huge. So. Our broadcasts, John, Bollinger, Stryker, phenomenal job. Shout out to them guys. They're going to get better. The interviews were a little rough, but you know what? They're going to get it smoothed out.
Yeah,
they're going to get it smoothed out.
There was some good guys in that race that got taken out in a big one too that we expected to see run up front. Like Clint, I wanted to see how you were going to do. I think these cars fit your style as well. You were taken out early.
You were really hoping on that.
Yeah. And then Nate Biggard was out of the race early. Another guy who doesn't run these cars, but we know what Nate's like. He can get in anything and run, and he was able to be up front.
Pretty quick on anything.
He does, and he was able to be up front early, be close to the front, and he got taken out. So we don't really know how Nate could have done in this race. There were some really good guys that got damaged. One thing I did like about them, though, when they do get damaged and the parts fly off, and they fly off during the race, these parts fly off during the race under green flag conditions, and there's bumpers and stuff on the track, and you're like, and Brad ran over one during the race. I remember
there was
on the
a wheel rolling across the track at one point.
Clint's wheel fell off. Clint's wheel fell out in the replay. I don't know if we have the replay of Clint getting taken out, but literally it's the funniest thing I've seen. Clint's car just goes smash, and all of a sudden the wheel takes off and just takes off down the front straightaway. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've watched in a long time. Even though I didn't want to see Clint get wrecked, I just thought it just looked so like what I remember as a kid when the big wrecks happened in these old school cars. The parts would just fly off and do whatever. Yep. And yes, obviously in real life now, we're glad that they don't do that and safety reasons and people getting hurt. But what I remember is growing up as a NASCAR fan and all the stuff in the big wrecks happened, there was parts and pieces everywhere. There was engine blocks laying in the middle of the grass. When I was a kid, I remember that. It was just crazy. And
listen, we still have the enjoyment. Wheels falling off. That's just if the lug nuts loose, they just fall off and go around.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite the same. Yeah.
Great race. Dover for that series. Who's your pick, and what do you expect?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Cale Spicer because he's won 39 of the last 40 races there, but I think he's gonna do it. I did test it the other night when you guys were doing the endurance stuff, Brad. When I came on Discord the other night just to talk to you guys, I just decided to run into it. It is going to be about tire management for sure. I think we're gonna have to start off the race in the first probably 20 to 50 laps, we're going to have multiple self-spin cautions on entry in the middle of the corner. It's not the same as running a truck or Xfinity or Riley's or the Cup. The car just gets so unstable when you enter the corner, you let off, it rides on that right rear and it just wants to turn around. And you kind of have to feather it and keep it balanced to get through that corner. Tire wear is not terrible if you run it properly, but it's just so loose. It's not I thought it was going to be really bad to get off the corner, like getting on the throttle and you get loose getting off. It's not. It's actually getting in and in the middle of the corner where you're going to worry about these self spins. I think that's where it's going to happen.
So you're saying you don't have that side force to lean on, basically?
No, and I feel confident about the track. I took a few laps. I don't know what Cale's going to be like, but for what I felt like driving, I was like, oh, this feels really good and it feels nice. And you definitely have to manage stuff, but I think there's going to be self spins where guys just overdrive it because they're so used to running something that sticks to the track, like the Cup car or the 87 or the Truck Series or whatever. I think that confidence is going to be lost when they get in this and they go into that corner the first time and oh my god, it just whipped around because all that weight just transfers on those big bi-splice tires and how high up it is.
Exactly, you're dealing with the bi-splice tire with a fat sidewall
right,
on it.
Right,
huge sidewall.
Very, very exciting. I look forward. I don't know what to expect. A lot of tire wear. I think the last person to have tires on the car is going to be the one that wins. Probably a lot of cautions. Hopefully not a lot, but we're probably going to have a lot. And how many laps are we running there?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
So if we have more finishers.
Yeah,
even with accidents and stuff.
I think
these cars tear up really easily.
They do.
So
I just feel like, Dover's tough though. Same thing. If a big accident happens there's nowhere to go. So guys are going to pile up kind of like Bristol. But I think I think you'll find with this track, if we do get 10 to 15 laps of green flag racing, you're going to see it spread out a lot. You can't race.
Yeah.
You can't race as tight or side by side in these cars as you could in the newer stuff. So I think you'll see it spread out. The difference in talent in this series as well, and just with familiarity with this car, will spread the field out. So I think that'll benefit the cautions. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of self spinners that may not cause huge wrecks. Guys will have a chance to. It might just be one guy individually spinning out and wrecking himself and being done that way.
We have 185 laps. That's a lot of laps in that car.
I hope we get 10 sets of tires.
I know. That's what I'm saying. John, make sure you put 10 sets of tires on.
It's funny because I don't think in 87 there was no tire limits. What they like the 80s, they didn't really have a tire limit on what they could run like they do today. But I'm glad we have a tire limit. But I still feel like we could use an extra set or two compared to what we run in our regular series.
For sure.
That's because they were only paying 45 cents per tire back then.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like we're still stuck like we are in our Cup Series, Truck Series, O'Reilly's. It's like we're stuck to everybody being on the same tire strategy all the time because we only have that set of tires. So you pretty much know you're going to take a set here and take a set there. There's none of this like a guy gambling, coming in and taking an extra set early to get advantage because you're not going to do it with the limited sets. You're not going to do it because it's no advantage to you. And I'd like to see the tire an extra.
I wonder what it would be like to have an extra set per
in all the series. All the series, I'd like to see a set or maybe even two just to see. I think it would mix some stuff up here and there.
Even an extra set will make a world of difference in your tire strats.
I think so. Just the one extra set, especially in the Cup Series or whatever, just to have a guy. I talked to Tyler Dalton about this, and he said the stage is basically just a throwaway. That one set of tires is a set of throwaway on that first stage every time anyway, because everybody's coming down and taking that first set. There's no strategy in that first stage at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
Very, very true.
And I'm hoping Clint has a better race this Thursday as well, and he completes, and then he can talk.
I have a better race every night.
I do too. But I want you to have more of an opinion about the 87 race than what you had this week. Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm going to
the only. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the only opinion I had starting off on the 87s was at the get-go green flag. These guys were starting like I knew. What I was going to do, I'm taking my time. I'm not burning these things up. And I don't want to call him out or anything because he's the one I got into and I hate it. But Caffrey, after he passed me, I told the stream, I was like, all right, we're going to have to watch out for him. I don't think he's used to these cars. He's going to burn them up quick. And lo and behold, that, whatever happened. And we got into it. But yes, we, got to watch your aggression here. In these 87s, man, you got to drive that car. Don't worry about anybody else. I think you'll go farther.
So it was a very fun race, and I burned up my tires there in that last round. I wish we could have gotten another set to end the race because
I wish I had taken mine on that last caution. I was
sorry.
I think I could have won the race.
Crew chief failed you. Crew chief failed
I know you told me not to take them, and if I had taken them, then I think I could have won that race. But it's okay. It was a lot of fun. The thing I like about it the most is I love the old retro paint jobs. I love that we keep it.
Yes,
we're keeping it authentic to the time. Like people can watch the races now and say, "Well, that's Well, nobody's really going to remember mine. Nobody's going to remember Jimmy Means, but Jimmy Means, you can see a Jimmy Means up front.
You think.
Oh, I know, but can see a Jimmy Means up front, or
yep.
you and the Haviland car or whatever. Like it's just all these things. It's just Tim Richmond, these legends, these legends.
Car, the Hardy's car,
exactly the Hardy's car, all these.
Awesome.
I love seeing all these old school paints and bringing back the memories. Even though it's different drivers, people still have a nostalgia level to that car and that paint job. Like seeing the number 3 out there, it's just cool to see the Dale Earnhardt's number 3 on the track, or any of those ones. That I love that part of this series, and I think it's exciting, and it brings a whole new level to Chop Shop as well.
Sure, and it's kind of a dream of mine. I mean, when we were kids, that's all we wanted to do was race those guys.
Right,
and now we get to at least race the schemes,
Exactly,
so.
Yeah.
So we did have a question in the community garage. This is the question of the week. It was, which race control feature point system works best for league racing? A, the playoff chase elimination. B, race to chase with a 1-race shootout, 36 full race season, or your choice. There wasn't a lot of participation in it. We had a 3-way tie between A, B, and C. drop your comment in the thing below. If you're not part of the Chop Shop Discord, drop your comment there. We'll review this again next week. Hopefully we can get a little more participation in our community garage
I didn't see the question until after the voting was over, so I didn't get to vote. So I apologize for that one.
I put it up for 72 hours. I hope that was long enough.
I don't get notification on the Discord unless I look at it. So I was like, I didn't see it, so I felt bad. But I'd have to go with a split for me. It would have to be A and C, just because I like the chase playoff format. I think that's the way it's good for broadcasting. It's good to keep guys in the league, to keep the numbers up towards the end. Everybody's got a chance. The way the season goes, I think it's the best way. NASCAR's got it now too. The new chase format is definitely the way to go. 87s, I'm glad we're going to that the 36 race format or 26 race or whatever we have. The old school, if you're the best all season, you win the championship. I still think that's the best way to go. But as a league and as a broadcast and to keep people in it, I think the chase is the way to go to keep drivers in the series. Like if for example, we went to that 36 race season or whatever, and Nate wins like he did last year in the Cup Series. Last year in the Cup Series, Nate had 13 wins. Nate has 13 wins again in a full race season. He's got the championship clinched before we're even 5 or 10 races left in the season. So that doesn't help people watch the race or keep them intrigued. That's why NASCAR got rid of it when Kenseth had that championship wrapped up in 2000. I think it was 2002 or 2001. He had that championship wrapped up. With 10 races to go, he had already clinched the championship. And that's why they switched to the chase, because they lost viewership and people weren't watching the races because they weren't doing it. So that's, for me, it's an A and C double tie because I have, I like both for two different reasons.
So I'm going to go A and B due to the fact that the chase playoff keeps people entertained. Like you got 16 drivers involved or whatever, however many. But I also like B because the one race shootout keeps more people able to win that championship right up to last race. Is always the true championship guy? No, but it allows you to have more of a chance to win the championship, which keeps more drivers around.
Yeah, I agree with you.
League.
I just don't like the one race. You're good for one race and you win a championship, but yet you just kind of hung in there all season to get to that one race. You weren't the best. I don't really like that. I didn't like it. I didn't like it last year when Larson won the championship in the Cup Series. I think Hamlin deserved that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my opinion.
Let's roll right into
Clint, what do you think? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Clint.
I think A or C, just like I relate to Jason on that. I think, if you can stay consistent, and that should show, where you're at in short.
Let's roll right into the NASCAR review for the week. Pretty exciting at Atlanta. Ran late last night. Ryan Blaney came out with a win. Congrats to Ryan. What do you think about it, Day?
I thought it was great because I'm a huge Ryan Blaney fan, so I was super happy with that. I was actually happy to see the Fords do really well at a track that they've been struggling all season. I'm not a Ford guy, but I'm definitely a Blaney guy. It was nice to see Penske do well. I thought the Toyotas did exactly what I thought they were going to do. They don't do well on their own because of the high downforce that they have and the drag, but they do really well in the draft, and the horsepower showed. I mean, Reddick went from I think 31st to 2nd in the first stage, so it showed how much power Reddick had and how much the Toyotas look really good. Quite even between the Chevys, Toyotas, and Fords, all in all. And as much as I'm not a drafting fan person when it comes to I like the old school drafting, not so much the way they have it now in the Cup Series. I think Atlanta brings what everybody wants. Tons of lead changes, 2 and 3 wide. Handling still comes into a play. I thought it was an amazing race, even though it was rain delayed for 4 hours. I thought it came out great. I was happy with the results. 3 wide at the finish was amazing. It was a really good race. The O'Reillys was just as good, except for that it was a wreck fest. It finished late as well. Congrats to Justin Allgaier for getting that win. And I don't know if you guys watched the Trucks race or not, but it was at Lime Rock Park. And Grant Enfinger ended up getting his first win in this last 40 race. He hasn't won since 2024, so good to see him get a win. There was definitely some good drive. Caden Honeycutt and Lane Riggs were both super fast in that race, but they basically took each other out, so it made it opened up for a few other drivers. So yeah, no, happy all in all. Good weekend in NASCAR. I was actually one thing of the O'Reillys. I was actually happy to see Austin Hill wipe out late in that race, even though he's so good at these tracks, and I can't take away how good he is. I just didn't want to see him win again, so it was kind of nice to see him make a mistake and wipe out there. And get somebody else to win.
And you had Thomas and Zotia. I can't pronounce his last name. Win the ARCA race at Lime Rock.
And he would have won the trucks race as well. He was out front and he was dominant, and his truck caught on fire with like 3 laps to go. Caught on fire, and he had to pull it over, and he almost didn't get out. He was like having a hard time breathing. It just like ignited on fire. He pulled it over on the grass, and the thing just sat there and burnt. And I'm glad he got out safely. He was having a hard time breathing, but he was up front in that trucks race late, and he had a shot of winning that thing, and the thing just caught on fire. I think he was running in second or third at the time when it caught on fire.
Yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the ARCA series throughout the weeks as well. They're not getting a lot of attention, but I think we need to give them a little more attention because not a lot of people give them attention, you know. We might get some of them guys over here on some of our podcasts and stuff and different things. So look out for that. You never know what we might come up with. Let's bring Bollinger on up here. Bollinger, come on, join us, bro.
What did you think the races, Brad?
I thought the races were pretty good. I was kind of disappointed in some of the Hendrick Chevys. Kyle Larson had the best Hendrick Chevy.
Looked good early.
Looked really good early.
Yeah.
But they I don't know. William Byron was horrible.
Well, his attitude was at the before the stage. He had quite a conversation with his crew chief on the radio. There was a lot of swearing back and forth about how to drive the car, and he wasn't happy with it. And then his crew chief just basically come on and told him to drive the effing car until he can figure it out, because I can't fix it while you're on track. So it's and he's right. You can have the worst car in the race, but you can't complain about it when you're on track. You can tell him what you want to get done to it, but complaining about it while you're driving, he can't do anything until you come in the pit. So just figure it out till then and be calm. And I know it's frustrating for Byron. He hasn't won yet this season, and the Chevys have been struggling, but
neither is Larson.
But he's been running.
I think they're
Larson
coming.
had a shot. Larson had a shot last week until he spun himself out on his own. So it's, he ran out of talent there as well, and it's
so. Then Willie B, he won 2 stages, and came up short there at the end as well. They were strong at the 1.5 miles there, but when it came to the drafting track, they were horrible.
Yeah.
I hope they figured out come Daytona, because that kind of drafting is not good.
Well, there's going to be some changes for Daytona as well. There's the aerodynamic changes coming for more fuel, and there's some aerodynamic changes coming to all the cars. There's less drag coming to everybody again, so it's going to make handling come into play as well, because the downforce is going to be taken away from the cars.
What was your opinion, Clint?
Clint's not listening now. Oh, his headset probably died.
Bollinger,
I heard a scratching there. Do what?
Oh. What was your opinion, Bollinger? We'll go to
about the Atlanta race.
Yep. The whole weekend.
I didn't really get to watch the O'Reilly race because I was out with my dad and I was dealing with a water emergency with my water heater starting to leak that Friday night, so I was dealing with that all day. On Saturday, so I didn't really get to catch the O'Reilly race, but I thought the Cup Series race was really good, especially after they got back to racing, because that was the first time I think I've seen an Atlanta race only have 3 cautions for incident, and they're all single car spins.
And I think that has to do with the track starting to wear out a little bit. So the surface itself is getting a little bit older since they've redone it. And I noticed, the first couple seasons it was 2-3 wide kind of pack racing, and this year I noticed it got spread out. It was more almost like watching our 87 race at Daytona. The fast guys, fast 5 or 6 would stay together, then it'd be 5 or 6 more kind of together, and then the slower guys at the back. And I felt like it made for a better race instead of just a complete pack racing.
What was your opinion of this weekend, the NASCAR side?
See, yeah, I didn't get to watch a lot of it because obviously of the rain delay and stuff, and I was, I think we were busy kind of racing during the earlier part of it, but wanted to watch it. Actually, wanted to watch the replay of it yesterday on my way to work. I was going to throw it on YouTube and just kind of listen at it.
You mean today?
Or yeah, today. I'm sorry, and. But no, it was a good win for Ryan. I saw some videos y'all talking about Byron and stuff, the argument they had. Hosts of ours singing I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight.
Yeah, well, did you hear the crew play it back for him?
Yeah,
that was the best. It was the best.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
He's a character. He's fun
sure
to
is.
watch.
He's good for good for NASCAR, dude. He brings so much to the sport. He brings a lot of young fans. He actually brings a lot of old school fans back in because they kind of remind him of Earnhardt a little bit, the way he drives. I think he's good for the sport, and I find that he races aggressive, but he's not disrespectful. Other than what's going on with him and Zane Smith, I don't find he's disrespectful in the same sense of just guys just going to take. When he takes somebody out, it's not intentional. He takes it out because he's just so aggressive that he makes a mistake and takes somebody. He doesn't intentionally mean to wreck anybody. So
yeah. There's another quick video where Bubba Wallace was having an interview. I guess it was right after the rain delay was over and they were getting ready. He was like, "Did you take a nap?" And he looks over and he's like, "Are y'all live?" He's like, "Yeah, we're live." He's like, "Oh no." Kind of walks on off.
So speaking of Bubba Wallace,
yep.
Bubba Wallace finished second in the race, but it was taken away from him because they said that he went below the yellow line and passed.
Bubba says he was pushed down, though.
Well, he went from the top to the bottom. He drove to try to get a run. Felt like he said he felt like he was going to wreck if he didn't go all the way to the bottom.
At least he got loose.
In my opinion, the penalty is a little bit black and white because it says you can't go down below the penalty. The rule is you cannot go below the yellow line to advance your position. When he went below the line and he came back up on the track, he's only up to the door of Hocevar. He had not advanced his position yet. So then when they were on the track, they were already back on the track, and that's when Bubba passed him when they were fully on the track. So technically, to the rule, he did not advance his position. But at the same time, it led him to be in that position where he could be underneath him. So that's where they said you did advance. It helped you advance to your position in that spot. If Bubba was smart, what he should have done was just let off a tiny little bit. He had tons of room. He could have just got back up behind Hocevar again, and then he wouldn't have been penalized. So it's a black and white, not black and white. There's a little bit of gray area there because it wasn't a definite went below the yellow line and advanced. He kind of helped him advance his position.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's pretty easy because you're going from here down below the yellow line and then you're up alongside a car. That's advancing your position.
But if you watch it, Brad, he goes all the way down below the yellow line and he actually gets back up on the track before he even pulls up on Hocevar. You could see that it made an aggressive move and it was like, oh God, I'm going to run into him. So he kept going lower to avoid and he came back up. I'm not sticking up for Bubba in that sense. He did go below the yellow line, but he didn't actually get below Carson until he was actually back up on the track. So
I believe Wallace and Gibbs had a word after the race too.
Yeah, that was because of the spin before the
spin this earlier. Yeah.
Because
speaking of Gibbs, I looked at the point standings today, and Gibbs has been basically silent all season. You never really heard of him all season long, like not a whole lot. And he's sitting in fourth or fifth in points, Cup Series points right now, and basically haven't even heard of him all season long. And,
except for his win at Bristol.
Yeah, except for the win at Bristol, which helped him win the points. But he's been pretty silent, and it's kind of cool to see guys just doing with being consistent. I'm not a Ty fan, but I'm glad to see consistency prevailing.
I completely agree with it. You know, Ty's not one of my biggest drivers. You know, he's doing great, top 5 in points.
And he's not doing stupid shit anymore. Sorry to swear, but he's not doing stupid stuff.
No, he's not.
Like he used to. He's definitely matured a little bit. And like I said, I like this compared to the win and you're in championship. I like that it's rewarding consistency. So you're not getting that one guy that's running 20th spot all season long and he gets that one win and next thing he's up there in the top 5. I like the way this championship's going right now.
Well, if you think about it though too, he's also been consistent too.
Absolutely.
Race.
And that's what this championship, this point system rewards is consistency. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick both locked in now. So they're already locked into the championship. So there's 6, how many races left before the championship now?
I think
6 until the regular season.
Yeah, 6 for the regular season. So with 6 races to go, both of those two are already locked in, which is great for them. And I think this is Denny's year. I really do think he's going to win a championship this year.
I hope not.
It's his best year. So
I do, Brad. I was never a Denny fan per se. I think he deserves it. I think people always talk about how good these young guys are and stuff. I think maturity goes a long way as well too, and it shows with Denny. He's 45 years old, but you can see the maturity level. He doesn't make dumb mistakes. He doesn't push too hard when he knows if he's got a 10th place car, he keeps it in 10th place. He's not trying to make a 10th place car win a race. He lets it keep work to him. And that's where some of the other guys are like, oh, well, Carson, like let's say Hocevar, for example, he takes a 15th place car and he tries to drive it to 5th and he ends up getting caught in something because the car can't take that. And I think the maturity for Denny is being rewarding right now.
I hope Tyler Reddick wins though.
I wouldn't be upset about that. I'm a huge Reddick fan. I think he's having a great season. I want to see Denny have it because I don't want Denny to be another Mark Martin. I don't want him to be the best driver of the last 20 years, basically consistency, and not win a championship where Martin was through the 90s, where he was the best driver to not win a championship. I just don't want to see that happen to another guy.
I'd rather see him win it in his final season that is supposed to be next year. But, that's my choice. But
I'd like to see him win it both. Like to say this championship rewards consistency, and Denny's definitely been the most consistent all season long.
Go out with a bang.
So we got a few little things we got to touch up, and then we'll do final thoughts. We got 2 hours late. So
I'm really bad for the show, Brad.
Yeah, I know. We're going to August 15th, race to help Chase, my son. Make sure you go over to Signature Sports, $10 entry fee. Donations are welcome. Send it all to Jason. 95 laps, Talladega trucks. We might do some of those special stuff. I haven't decided yet with stages. Haven't figured it out yet. Still figuring out the details. If you're interested, go over to Signature Sports. He should have it set up in the Discord. If not yet, within the next week, he should. Also want to give a shout out to Signature Sports for doing a phenomenal job with our broadcasting and letting us get our clips from him. Bollinger, go ahead and do yours.
Now, mine's going to be in September during Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Me and my friends at Liam Anderson Motorsports team up every year to put this on. This year, the person we are raising money for is Reese out of Oklahoma. If you entry fee will be a $30 entry fee this year, and we do give prizes for pole setter, fastest, and a few other prizes as well. And there will be a trophy for the race winner as well by Gold Grit as well. And this is an example model of what they will look like as well. This is what one of the examples will look like, and this is from one of my personal wins, which I got as a demo, so I can see what the quality looks like. Yes, even though it says Smash Master, it's still a demo trophy. And that will be what will be the race winner will be getting as well. And each prize winner of the stages, the pole, and a few other things, as well as the race winner, will also be getting a $5 iRacing credit as well. If you're looking to join, let us know. I can get you guys the Discord information. And it will be broadcasted by Signature Esports as well.
Very good. Very good.
5 picks.
Both good causes, so please come and support.
Bollinger picks.
Your picks this week.
Well, for me, I was going to say, I look forward to having a good one at Chicagoland, but I know I'm not going to be able to top it, so I'm going to have to go with probably Brad Dove or Jason Day to try to play spoiler in the playoffs.
Oh, putting the pressure on us.
Tough one on us here. You realize my record in Truck Series is not looking good for me winning in this series, right?
Neither is mine. That's why I'm choosing some underdogs.
All right, I like it.
Now, when it comes to the Cup Series, Clint, I think you might have a good shot at taking home the win.
His picks have gone wild.
At Watkins Glen.
Watkins
Glenn's
Glen.
going to win, though.
You've gone off the rails with your picks this week.
Except me.
How about the Xfinity?
Bollinger's playing the odds in Vegas right now.
He's throwing it.
For the O'Reilly series, I'm going to go with my good friend and colleague in the 08 of Lightning Liam Anderson to try to play spoiler in the playoffs.
And the 87s.
87 is going to be hard to say because it's anybody. It's whoever has the best combination. Whoever has the best combination between man and machine. But I'm with you, Day. It's going to be whoever can have the better chances at winning and manage the tires.
Clint, your picks.
Dude, I don't even know. Where are we at?
Trucks.
And Trucks.
Chicagoland.
Trucks at Chicagoland. Oof. Biggert's good, dude. I got to go with Biggert and Trucks.
Michigan for, Watkins Glen. O'Reilly's
Watkins and
Cup Series, Watkins Glen. You might have to
I
go
know,
with Nate
like you said earlier. Yeah, I mean, Nate's quick, Caffrey's fast. You got a couple other quick road guys. I'm not sure about Jorgensen. I know he's very quick.
I don't know if he's racing Cup or not. I think he's in the Trucks. Yeah.
Just in the Trucks. Okay. Let's go with Caffrey on Watkins Glen.
And 87's at Dover.
That's going to be that's a wild card, but I would go Cale Spicer, Rayburn second.
I like it.
Your picks, Day.
Okay, well, I'm I'm going to go, I know I said Colby Hartung, but I think I'm going to change it a little bit because I think Jorgensen has been robbed a couple times by Nate, and I think he's put the work in this week to try to be even better. I'm going to go with Tyler Dalton on the pole and Jorgensen with the win to Chicagoland. Cup Series, Watkins Glen, I think Nate Biggard on the pole, and it's going to be a fight between Caffrey and Biggard, but I think Biggard comes through in the end. And the 87s, can't vote for myself, but I'm feeling pretty good there. But I think it's Cale Spicer with the win. Unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, I like the guy. I just don't want him to win every race this season, even though he's a ringer. But I have to go with Clint a little bit. I'm going to go with the Cale Spicer, and I'm going to give myself a second place with Rayburn in third for Dover this week. And I'm going to say that Clint finishes the race and he finishes in the top 10. I'm just going to give him that vote of confidence now. And then O'Reilly's for the week after. We can talk about it next week though, but I'm still going with my pick on Kevin Winker pulling off a win as a spoiler in that championship, and Tyler finishing second right behind him.
So Trucks, I'm going to go with Tyler Dalton on pole and Mark Jurgensen winning as well. Cup, I'm going to go with Nathan Biggard on pole and David Steiner winning. He's pretty good on road courses. That's his craft.
Well, I think what happens there, Brad, and interrupt, but I think if Nate and Caffrey duke it out, Steiner's got a chance.
That's where I was getting to. Yep.
Yeah.
So hopefully those two tangle each other up and Steiner goes in and sneaks on. If not Steiner, Striker shades.
Striker's always good at a road course too. He's right there.
He's sneaky, man.
He is definitely sneaky.
You're talking about quiet and sneaky.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's been having horrible runs.
He has
everything.
He's been having bad luck, and it's not just his fault though, because he's been doing the race control thing, and he's been trying to get it all going, and he's changed his setup around. He's got a new wheel, so like a whole bunch of factors are going in.
Such a busy dude too.
He's just super busy. He hasn't had time to focus a lot on it. But Striker's always good. He's won some championships. He's won a lot of races. I think he's going to get some wins coming up soon. I definitely want to see him get one, but we need to find a race controller for Friday nights, and so Striker can get back into his regular Cup Series role as a top 3, top 4 guy, and a guy can always win any race.
And for the 87s, I'm going with Brandon Zimmerman winning. Then I'm going to go with Coulter in second, with Rayburn third. Cal Spicer gets taken out by a car spinning, ruins his night.
That's another dude though, Coulter. He's done a lot for helping out with the paint schemes and stuff.
Absolutely.
Dude's brilliant with the schemes.
Thanks to him.
Yeah, thank him. We appreciate you. And also, like, he's good. He seems to know his 87s as well. So I think he's not necessarily a dark horse or anything, but I think he's going to be one to be, up there in the front and one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to bring Bollinger back up here for final thoughts. Bollinger, hopefully you're ready to come back up.
Looks like he is.
Bollinger, final thoughts.
Pretty much just good job on everything again. Good job. Good week's racing. Let's just get ready for another good week of racing as we get ready to go have some fun, do what we like doing every day, and kick ass.
Good job, Older. I love that your cats are, one's on the bed and one's on the shelf. I love that they're sleeping in there. That's awesome.
Clint, your
That's
final
all
thoughts.
I got.
Final thoughts on last week's racing?
Everything.
The whole thing, the show.
Or everything? Show's been awesome. Thank y'all so much for having me, man. I'm kind of short on my words, but I kind of just get to the point. But thank y'all. I really do appreciate it. So let me know if you ever need me back on. I hope it's not for any drama again. But
listen, you might come on when Jason decides to disappear on me,
All right. Yeah, we'll try to figure something out.
I'm going to get fired anyway because the last week's show was 35 minutes long, and now we're back to 2 hours.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, and now we're back to 2 hours because I'm on the show because I can't seem to shut up. So it's, I guess that's the reason why you guys got me on this show, because I talk too much. So
that's awesome, man. Thank you, guys. But thoughts just we're going to learn from mistakes. I hope others do too, and keep moving forward and onward, and see where we can go with this.
Dave?
Final thoughts? Yeah, good show. Thanks, Clint, for coming on. Thanks to RB Turner for being on here as well. Good luck to you guys in all your races coming up. Bollinger, good job on the clips this week. Thanks for everything that you do. Brad, good job to you on the show. I'm glad to see that your son's up and doing better and much healthier now. So that's a great thing, and I want everybody to come out and support those races and help everybody out for this. My final thought is I need to stop talking so much and make these shows a little shorter, but I'm very passionate about it, and it's obvious, and Again, I guess my final thought is, and I'll leave it at that, is Logan Kokar, just stop doing stupid shit.
I love it. Before I do my final thoughts, I'm going to read off our wonderful sponsors: Dove Farm LLC, Frago Paint, C2 Gaming, My Three Sons, Track Racer, Baller Status, Speedy Trophies, Admin Box, Stay Tuned Sports, Premier Racing Setups, MC Graphic, Hoosier Tires, Chopping Up Podcast, Inside the Rig, The Dove Bomb Show, which they've been slacking. We'll get them back on track. Of course, ChopShop TV, all our media partners and everything, LTX and MC Graphics. My final thoughts is I think our broadcasters this week were phenomenal for the 87s. I look forward to seeing what they can do throughout a whole season. I think it's just going to get better. I think the new movie that was created by one of the advertisements was as cool as crap. Shout out to Stryker doing that for the league with Larry Breger and stuff. Big stuff. AI's awesome. It makes cool things, but I think we can't go too far with it. Shout out to Bollinger for doing what you do. Thank you for being the anchor of the show and making sure we have all our clips and stuff. You did a phenomenal job. Jason Day for being my co-host every week and putting up with me, even though I can be a pain in the rear end sometimes. But yes, Jason, you might get fired one of these days for talking too much.
I definitely do.
And Clint Hackett and RB Turner for coming on. We appreciate you very much. We look forward to catching y'all on the next one. Sorry for making this one so long, but guess what? We're going to give you the best content there is about Chop Shop, any league. We're going to get different drivers on from different leagues just to get their point of view of certain things. We're going to try to cover as much as we can. Our plates are full right now, but we're going to take on what we can and try to make it entertaining for y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy, and make sure to click the subscribe button and drop a comment. Let us know that you like this, and we'll see you on the next one next Monday night.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Monday at the chop shop, hood up, eyes low, 2 cars in the bay, and the whole block knows. Rumors in the morning, they spread like fire. Who got the faster line? Who got the tighter tire? I seen you on the screen, clean hands, hard stare. Virtual track, but the pressure's still there. I race at nights, you ghosting through the bend. One bad break move and the whole thing in. Come on, keep it in line. Side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop Shop Weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop Shop Weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop Shop Weekly, we gon' blink, don't freeze. Chop Weekly, run with the bees. Friday night, same names, new grudge, old talk, new scars, same cold judge. You wanna race clean, but the story gets bent. One click too close, now the whole thing went. Wheel to wheel and the mirrors all blur. He cut your lane like he wanted the burn. Engine screaming, head full of rage. Everybody got a clip for the feed, next page. I saw the wreck and the replay spin, metal and pride and a twisted grin. And the worst part, they still ask for more, said run it back when they hit the floor. Come on, keep it in line, side to side, no room, no time. Hear that crowd talk, hear that hate. One small slip and you make it wreck. Chop Shop Weekly, we come back mean. Side to side, we live that speed. Chop Shop Weekly, bad blood loud. One more lap and the roof comes down. Chop, we come blink, don't freeze. Chop Weekly, partying with the bees. Late lap, tense air, hands like steel. Everything fake till the tires feel real. Virtual smoke and a real life spike. Same old hunger every Friday night. They said slow down, I said watch me pass. Tail to nose and I'm built to last.